Okay, this is a VoD review of gold DPS, I think. 2.2, I think the thing said. You realized like you guys were losing because it was mainly the problem was to do with you, but also other mistakes going on in your team. I don't think it has any audio. If this is the team comp you're going to run, Hollywood defense, Ryan is good. Diva, honestly, in the lower ranks, like especially in gold, it doesn't matter about having a Ryan Zarya, or Orisa Hog, or Orisa Diva, or Winston Diva. It's just about having two tanks, not even necessarily a main tank, just two tanks is good. Then you've got the Moira Mercy, which is typical hero comp for like lower SRs. It's just I'm gonna patch every mistake I make up with just a shit ton of healing. Doomfist, if this guy is okay at Doomfist, then like generally okay. They won't have like an easy time countering him. So, and then there's you, which if you can hold high ground, then you are gonna have like a great time. So like the first thing I think about gold is this is something I say about a lot of other ranks. I've said it in other reviews. Is in the low SRs and the low elos, people are so obsessed with having that meta composition and the meta like tanks and DPS and everything. If you can just have two tanks, well, if you can just have people on roles they're comfortable on with like relatively like with two healers, maybe one if it's like a Mercy or a Moira, and then like maybe one tank, then that's useful. But it's not necessary because as long as people are playing what they're comfortable, that's actually a lot better than putting someone who's like who comes into comp wanting to play Genji and then they get forced to play Reinhardt, but they just feed all game because they don't know how to play Reinhardt. So for you here, the high ground you were just on is like a good place to stand at the start. Then you want to collapse onto the high ground that you just saw a second ago, which is like, is it over here? You're going to want to collapse onto this high ground here. And maybe hold point maybe, and then like when they push onto point, you can sort of run across up these stairs here, and stand up on this high ground here, and you have 3 shots down at them. Oh wait, I do have audio, right? I just need to make sure like I haven't just fucked up my audio really bad. How am I going to test this? By loading up in the reach? Yeah. I want to check if there's no audio in the video or if it's just me. Okay, there's no audio in the video. Okay. So, I mean, this is typical of gold. You're holding a very aggressive position. Like, your tanks, I think they should back up. The only problem with holding up here is that you're going to take poke. Like, look how much poke you're taking. You should probably have dropped... Like, you can now take that high ground behind you. This is good, though. Like, this is good. You're spamming. I don't know if you know about Soldier has, like, spread when he shoots. So I think... I'll check right now how long Soldier spread is. What is this? So there is a spread. So like that's just what it says that you should mainly tap in like 4 bullet sprays because I think after the 4th bullet, then it's like your aim, well, soldier's aim goes a bit like wonky, and you can start missing shots. So you don't just want to hold it down; you want to sort of like burst fire. This is good though. You should take high ground behind you now. Just yeah, this is good. Take high ground behind you. I know your team are dying because of positioning, but like this, the position you're holding is really good. If your mechanics were better, you could like win this point for your team because you have 3 shots at everyone. Their Ryan's not going to hold a shield against you. I would, if like just for starting out maybe, or you can keep with it, like learning to aim with Soldier is put on show accuracy so you know when the spread is, like so you can sort of get it just in your head when the spread activates. Generally, this is good play. Like you aren't the reason you lost that point. It was mainly your Mercy's positioning and like the fact you didn't have any rotational communication. I know you said in your like description of the VoD that people are like that you find it like a bit awkward just talking to them. I get that. Sometimes when like you have to be playing a certain role, like especially trying to shot call in DPS is hard because it's really hard because you're trying to kill people, but then at the same time you're trying to tell people what to do. Okay. So you have attack visor. I would want to be like. So counters to attack. I actually forgot to talk about their comp against yours. But counters to attack visor to your attack visor are a McCree if you get stunned, but you can play around, away from that. It's mainly just a Rhine shield. Nice tracking there. Yeah, it's mainly just a Rhine shield. Okay, so I'm guessing you're more of a hitscan player because you seem to be missing a lot of helix rockets, which is projectile. Honestly, I don't know where they're going FK. I assume you have a good reason. Like, your soldier play here is fine. You just need to remember to burst fire. I think you could be taking more aggressive positions and also be playing more like taking high ground more often. Because holding high ground a soldier is just it's very very powerful. You also want to be using attack visor more often. Like attack visor, you don't have to go and kill everyone in the team. You just like get 1 or 2 picks. There, okay, you should be able to kill someone with this because they're uncharged away. Okay, never mind. That was bad. Let me tell you why. So you come out. The whole team's there. I'm pretty sure not a single one of them has died yet. They've all got brig armor. The Rhine is right in front of you there, as you can see. You come out, you throw down a healing field, which is good. You can actually cancel the animation of the biotic field with attack visor. So you throw it down, and the attack visor. Right here. There, Rhine. He can shield that. If he hadn't charged away, he can shield that. The Zarya's going to bubble herself. There's a brig there, I think. The other like heroes on the team will be elsewhere. You are alone. Your Rhine's about to die there. Two people on the team have just died. One person's back in spawn. You are not going to kill anyone with this. I think the Moira's only just faded, so she's going to pop out about here. You're going to ult her. The Zarya will probably bubble her. If not, she's going to find cover before you can kill her. Because she's got brig armor. And the Rhine is going to turn around once he's finished charging and shield. This is bad. You can't just run out behind the enemy team into their backline and think, like, pull out your ult and expect to kill everyone. You know, like an ult requires positioning and like game awareness, which a much better time to do that would have been earlier on in the fight if you'd taken the either platform that's like around this back of this building here, or if you can imagine like that goes through the building, or like once over here. If you'd have taken those platforms up to the top, you would have been you would have had a much better attack visor, even if you didn't get like any kills with attack visor from high ground, which you would have had a lot more chance of securing them. But even if you didn't get one, you would have been taking, because the Rhine has to shield it. And if you're on high ground, so this is you your team are here. They're Rhine. He's standing here with his big shield. One sec. He's standing here with a shield. So he either shields the team, then you just have 3 shots to him and the rest of his team behind him, or he shields, or shields you, in which case your Reinhardt then has a free shatter, presents a shatter, and everyone has 3 shots onto his team. So, but instead, like, you just die, which you should have died, and you did. That's a poor attack visor. I think this is also just not the best comp to play soldier into. Like, Rhine, in general, is hard to play soldier against. Brig 2, and Junk, like, their comp is just hard for you to play against. Because it's just difficult to take aggressive positioning. I hope you press tab sometime soon. Anyway, so their comp I know. So your comp is like you have like a Rhine and I know what your second tank is, but anyway, they have more heavy brawl than you because they have a Rhine plus a Zarya plus a Brig. Their brawl comp is so strong because they got a Brig. That just intensifies everything. It makes everyone harder to kill. I mean, I personally hate Brigitte, but like that made everyone a lot harder to kill. So for you, Soldier would be wanting to take more aggressive positioning, like holding aggressive high grounds and holding aggressive positioning with his tanks. But it's very hard for you because your tanks are getting bashed by their Brig and their Rhine and their Zarya. So generally, I would just switch off Soldier here and pick something like a Pharah. Actually, no, not last point. Take a Junkrat or maybe a McCree or a Hanzo. Just someone stronger, really. Maybe a Brigitte actually yourself. Like one of the best counters to Brigitte is Brigitte. It's like fight fire with fire. Also, your team aren't really regrouping, but that's just typical lower elos. If no one really makes a call to sorry, what? One sec. Sorry, what? What? Wait. Okay. T-shirt is that. The shield. Okay. I just think the shield's not barely not in front of me. That's weird though. What was I saying? I fucking forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. Like Brig. No, I mean teams aren't regrouping. You should have killed them. You should have killed them. Like you should have killed them. Teams aren't regrouping because there's no call to do it, and as you get higher up in the elos, people will just do it naturally rather than having to get a call. Okay, that round you lost because of no regroup. Excuse my writing. I can't write with the mouse. A regroup. Soldier was bad. Like you weren't bad. The Soldier pick was bad. I mean, you made some questionable decisions, definitely. Soldier pick was bad, and they're outbrawling you. Also, I think you only used Tackvisor once that whole round, and it was sorry to be rude, but it's frankly just terrible. Everything about the Tackvisor was terrible. I know it's like a typical Salos thing to do to like go, okay, you know, take the high ground to rank up, but honestly, in that situation, you should have been taking high ground. I have so many messages. See what comp you guys are going to run. I recommend pressing tab more often. Like this isn't just a personal thing that I want you to do. This is a personal thing you should do because you should be checking for any comp changes they make. Like once every 10 seconds, just press tab for like a second, and just check. Like I mean, you don't have to stick to that routine once every 10 seconds, but you know, just every now and then check if they've got any comp changes. I'll see what the last person picks, because if this is what you're going to go with, I know this will last for like 10 minutes. Okay, if this is the comp you're going to run, honestly, I'm fine with this in gold. If neither of them are comfortable on a shield tank, they don't have to play one. It's a lot better in lower elos playing what you're comfortable on. Your Widow, I mean, if they're going to run the same comp they just did, that's a bad pick. Generally, like, I mean, if you can hit a lot of shit, then it's good, but like they're just going to stand behind the right shield. Pharaoh would be okay if their McCree can't aim very well, and then obviously the Mercy for the Pharaoh and the Zen for the rest of the team. Cool. Honestly, a Moira would be good here instead of the Zen, just because, or an Ana, just so the Mercy can then hard pocket you or the Pharaoh. One thing I would say is work on your mechanics. Like, Mechanics are something that can completely carry you into Diamond, at least. Like, when you get into sort of high Diamond, low Masters, people will start, like, people there. I mean, like, mechanics will be able to do less for you. Because if you have insane mechanics in, like, high Diamond, low Masters, people will be able to shut you down with, like, teamwork and target focus and everything like that. Improving mechanics, if generally a good way to do it is just go into free for all and play the heroes you want to improve your mechanics at. Play like 1v1 friends, 1v1 randoms. Also, like for practicing, I don't really recommend like only. So you can play Widow Hedge Attorney to practice Widow 1v1s, but I wouldn't recommend like only practicing your Widow Hedge Attorney, otherwise you'll only be able to headshot Widows. And also, Widow 1v1s are a lot about positioning and mindset and game sense. And also, a really good game to help you improve with your aim is a game on Steam called Aim Hero. If you download that, it's like I don't know how much it costs. I think it's like £3 or something. You buy it, and it's really really worth it. You can just play it for like half an hour a day. Aim Hero is more for hitscan heroes though. Okay, you're flicking. I think you're crouching when you shoot as well. Let me check. I can't tell. No. Okay, you're flicking, which is fine, but it's unreliable. Like, I don't know if you ever watched Pine. Yeah, I assume you know who Pine is. I'll get a clip of him now. But, okay, Pine plays with a very high sensitivity. He plays with extremely high sensitivity and he flicks. In general, like with his Widow, he usually flicks. And like it's hard. So it's good, but it's extremely hard to aim like that. And he's only been able to do it because of like years of hard work and practice with his Widowing. Oh yeah, he only played Igleus. Okay, that's useless. Never mind. Anyway. That's typical. I Junkrat flanks behind and nothing happens to him. Honestly, I hate to be rude, but I would not expect anything else in goal. Oh yes, you just pressed tab for me. That's useful. Ooh, I need to catch it. No, you did it for like a split second. God, I really want to catch this. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So, you guys have a Pharah. They're not running a hit scan, so your Pharah should have like complete free reign over their team. She can destroy sim turrets, she can ruin the Junkrat, she can pressure the Mercy and the Rhine and the Zarya. They've got Ren Zarya, which means they have heavier brawl. Your Ren's going to have a tough time brawling them because their Ren will get bubbled and can keep swinging. Your Ren is not going to get bubbled. Also, your Ren's not going to get as much healing because all he has is Zen if the Mercy's going to pocket you on the fire. Then the Lucio will be there to speed them around. They have like they have like modified Death Ball. They just don't have a Moira. And you guys are running like, I mean, he swapped Rhine, which, okay. And you guys have like, that's weird. It's like dive with a Rhine. Anyway, which means it's not dive at all. So your win condition, I assume you know is the thing your team has to do in order to win. Your win condition is most likely just pocket the shit out of the Pharah and let her kill everyone. And then farm up your ult. And then like let her farm up her ult. And let her make space for you to get picks. Their win condition is just out-brawl your tanks in the front line. So then you guys have no space because you have no tanks. and then they win like that. That's the easiest win conditions for both teams, but I imagine it's gold. They won't play to win conditions, they'll just play to what works. I don't know why I do this as well, but I don't know why people unscope every time they shoot. I do it too. Although I don't play Widow, so like you're hitting a decent amount of shots here. You're just okay. Well, yeah, you just have to wait this out. You're hitting a decent amount of shots. You're putting in damage. Like the position you were just holding was a really good position. Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, that's unlucky. You missed by like just a tiny little smidge. You were holding a really good position there. Like you were up top where they couldn't deal with you, and you were hitting shots and you were pumping in the damage. And okay, doesn't need to grapple it, but and you were doing your job, and then you picked off the Rhine, and you died unfortunately, which was unlucky, but. Why did your Zen run into the Transcendence? He doesn't need to heal the Grav. There's no one in it. Oh, nice shot. Very nice shot, actually. What are you doing? Okay, your Widow mechanics are pretty good, actually. Like, a bit of aim hero every day would benefit you a lot. I think the main thing for you is just your game sense. Like, your aim could take you with Widow, and probably, I think you play Tristan a bit, but definitely your aim with Widow could take you to high plat, I think. That's just a rough guess. And if you were to work on it, I'd say half an hour of aim hero every day, and you will soon be like playing hitscan, you'll aim very well. Like, maybe half an hour of aim hero, and then a couple of free-for-all games playing a hitscan. A good thing to do here would be take the high ground. Oh, okay, you have to re-grapple. Yeah, it would be good that for you to take the high ground. Although, nice shots, dude. Okay, your Widow aim is good. It's good for this rank. But you don't always have to scope. Like, that, you could have just SMG'd that Lucio instead. I think you're the main reason your team took that point there. Like, you were putting on good pressure. That was really good from you. I'd say just watch your positioning, hold high ground when you can, and, like, that's basically it. I recommend you stick to one role as well. Like, not just DPS, but, like, you're either going to play hitscan DPS or projectile DPS, because it's bad to be, like, focusing on both. Like right now, just grapple it there. Grapple that. Take the high ground. So that's just do that. Just take the high ground, because then they don't have any vertical mobility, so they can't deal with you. Because I think they swapped to the Junkrat. And yeah, this is good. Like take the high. I mean, you should have done that a lot earlier, but it's good. Take the high ground. They don't have any vertical mobility to deal with you, so if you stay on the high ground, you have free shots at them, and they can't touch you. And if they want to, if they want to deal with you, they have to put a lot of resources into doing that, and time as well. Like you can literally just stay up here. They can't touch you. They do have a Junkrat, so he is their only vertical mobility, but like him going up there would make him put resources into that, and you can probably just deal with him. Plus, if he's trying to focus you, and like you're dealing with him at a decent amount, then he's not pummeling your team with damage. This is again just an example of staggering. Your tracking needs work. I see now your tracking needs work. You're just like waving it around. You're like save the OB, but just worse. You could have seen that. That'd be a deep good. Cool. Good that there's an exercise on there's a training thing on aim hero which you can use for tracking, but generally just play with if you want to get really good at hit scans, Unless you're already playing with a really low sends, like lower your sends, and just practice tracking, like, and play aim hero and practice these heroes. Ah, lucky. I was close to being a sick, I think. You remind me of someone that got reviewed in the Guess My SR Jane video. The Drunk's on point. I think he's going to see you if you try to see Nandus. Or not? Yeah, I mean the Mercy notice, but she kind of fucked up. If you can kill her here, then this is like a huge pick for your team. You should have killed her. Like, faster. That's just the mechanics. The menu didn't kill her there. Okay, so I have a few quick tips for Tracer. For pulse bomb, I tell this, like, there are, I'm pretty sure every top 500 Tracer I have, or like GM Tracer I've coached, has not been able to, like, has not known this. So the hitbox of the head is a circle. The hitbox of the torso is a rectangle, and the legs are 2 triangles. So you should actually aim for the legs. I mean, that is not what Shiro looks like. It looks smaller than that, but you should aim for the legs with the pulse bomb. And also, I would recommend trying to save 1 blink all the time. All the times, just in case you need to get out of the way of a stun or a shatter, or whatever. Nice clean up. You should go to kill the junk now. But, okay. Like, you know the junk's got still got his tire out, so it's going to be sitting completely still where his tire came from. Oh, okay. Look at why you lost that. Are you leaving already, Root? Okay. Why did you lose that? Where is my notepad? Okay. So, number 1. I think like, the first round soldier was bad, like, it was, oh my god. So you weren't a bad soldier as such, it was just a really bad pick against their comp. You need to look at, so first of all, you need to look, does your team have a win condition? Win condition is just something that your team can do together, or that someone on your team can do, like whether it's an ult combo, whether it's just pharmacying them because they don't have a hit scan, whether it's, you know, like a certain comp. You need to look at your win condition and see if you have one. Then you need to look at what hero you're playing and their comp. Generally, their comp was very, very good against Soldier. Like, well, not necessarily that. It's just Soldier was very bad against their comp. Soldier was bad. Number 2. What was I going to say? I had him head. Your just team comp in general. So they had a heavier brawl than you. Like, they had, so the whole game they have a heavier brawl than you. So your tanks aren't going to be able to outbrawl theirs. And because your Mercy is so busy pocketing someone, she can't keep up with your run. So you're just going to lose the brawl battle every time. So your tank, like, then you don't have any space because your tanks aren't making it for you. And number 3, I think, was just your mechanics slightly. Like, your mechanics in general were good, but they need work. Also positioning, but that positioning, like, your soldier positioning could have been better on attack, but, you know, like, because they had a heavier brawl, you can't take front line. And on Tracer, positioning is all about, like, especially in lower SRs, you want to be just tearing apart a backline because they will not have heal, and you're going to force a switch, or you're going to force just completely destroy the backline the whole game. And an enemy team without a backline that's losing 2 picks every fight is an enemy team that's going to lose the game. Your mechanics to work on, what I said, aim hero, 1v1 people, play free-for-alls. I'd say, like, play half an hour of FFA a day and half an hour of aim hero, and that will improve your mechanics so much, so quickly. Also, do not play, like, headshots only against Ana bots. That's going to teach you how to headshot an Ana, and that's it. That's not going to teach you how to headshot someone else. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feedback, inquiries, anything, let me know, please. Yeah, cool.